Consider welcoming animal circuses to the city or to use city grounds for their performances. The fact is, all circuses that use animals are abusive. No animal ever chose to be in a circus, chose to live in cages, chains, railroad cars, chose to be out of its natural habitat, separated from family members, or ever chose to be beaten into submission with bullhooks, which are metal pipes with metal hooks on the end. Now, this is considered standard procedure in training of elephants and other animals. Mothers and baby elephants are separated, both screaming and chained to separate areas. Baby elephants are routinely beaten several times a day for several weeks on end until they just give up and become submissive. Then they're beaten to learn how to do ridiculous, unnatural, and painful stunts like standing upside down on their trunks. The vice president of the Cole Brothers Circus claims they're not beaten into submission. Well, of course they are. How else do you force an elephant to stand on its head, stand up on two legs, or have a tiger jump through a hoop of fire? We've seen many, many undercover videotapes of trainers beating the daylights out of animals. They're readily available online everywhere. If you did to your dog what they do to the animals in the circus, you'd go to jail. In addition, Cole Brothers has racked up pages of USDA violations, including animal abuse, improper veterinary care, improper animal handling, inexperienced animal handlers, underweight elephants, and keeping elephants in inadequately ventilated enclosures. And this year, they were hit with the biggest fine in history, $150,000, for violating the Endangered Species Act when they bought and sold 2 elephants without the proper license. Yet this city continues to welcome this inherently abusive circus with all their violations to their venues. The circus spokespeople can claim all day long that the animals are happy, well-treated, and love being in the circus instead of their natural habitat. But remember, they have a vested interest in saying this. They're trying to sell tickets. Now, we don't make any money whether people choose to go to the circus or take their kids to the movies. These people here who are waiting to speak are all volunteers. And remember, you can usually figure out who's telling the truth when you follow the money. Mayor Donovan, you were quoted in the Sun Sentinel as saying, if you ban the circus, what about the next group that wants you to ban carnivals? With all due respect, Mayor, nobody's trying to ban carnivals. That's the old slippery slope. Maybe not this group. What? Maybe not this group. But that's the old slippery slope argument which allows you to defend some far-fetched, non-existent issue instead of the actual one at hand. With a carnival, nobody beats the workers. They're not forced to live in cages. They get paid to be there, and they can quit if they like. Not the case with animals. Now, if you'd like to pass off the responsibility to the federal government to enforce regulations, let me tell you that regulations are minimal to non-existent. No government agency monitors training sessions. None. There aren't inspectors to go around making sure rules are followed. There's no money for that. The federal government and state governments are cutting teachers, cops, and firemen by the thousands. Almost none of the food you eat is inspected, whether you know that or not. Even during good times, inspecting circuses is considered a low priority. If the government or regulations were doing their job, there'd be no need for so many cities to ban animal acts. Now, if you reconsider welcoming circuses to the city, you won't be alone. The fact is, several cities in South Florida have already banned circuses that force captive animals to perform. Hollywood and Lauderdale Lakes are 2. Pompano Beach has banned bullhooks, which essentially bans the circus because they refuse to give up the bullhooks. What does that tell you? Many cities around the country have banned these abusive circuses. Entire countries like Bolivia and Peru have banned wild and domesticated animals from traveling circuses. The European Union is considering banning circuses that use wild or exotic animals. Now, how many people here agree with what I'm saying here tonight? What you're seeing here are people who have figured out that keeping wild, exotic animals away from their natural habitat, breaking up bonded family members, forcing them to live in cages or chains 24 hours a day, beating the daylights out of them with metal clubs and electric prods is wrong and should not be condoned by you. You have a chance right now to do something right. Do the right thing and ban wild and exotic animal lives. Thank you.